I almost quit this week, as in I almost gave up this week. I almost disappeared. So just before I get into the details, if you're here for the first time, hi and welcome. I'm Karen. And on this channel, I share my unfiltered journey through rebuilding at 35 as a working mom of two. And I've got weight loss at the top of my list. So if that's something that you can relate to, you're welcome to hit the follow button and please leave a like at the end of this video. So when I tell you I started this week on a very positive note, meaning I was so pumped to start this week. I thought I have everything, or I thought I had everything figured out until the week started. And like they say, life is full of surprises. I started with having a not so great start of the week at work, came home having to juggle everything related to motherhood. I was so overwhelmed to a point where I just questioned why I needed to continue doing this. Honestly, I just felt like I did not have the bandwidth or capacity to continue. And there are some days like that, but then this week was totally different. The emotions, the feeling was so strong to a point where I almost threw in the towel. But then on the other hand, I had to think about why I started in the first place. And I'll jump into that in a few moments from now. So, what happened was that I didn't want to continue for several factors. And before you know it, I had started skipping days. I'd skip the first day and the second day. And by the third day, I started to question myself, is this really worth it? Should I continue this journey or should I even continue sharing this journey? And I had to have a serious conversation with myself because I started feeling like I had failed again. And for context, I've been on this journey for over 5 times. This will be about my sixth attempt at losing weight unsuccessfully. And I felt like this time I had everything in order until this week. And the struggle began. Part of me was like, give up entirely, just give up. And the other part of me was like, isn't this why you started in the first place? Isn't this why you started again? Because you had given up one too many times and you promised yourself that you were not going to give up this time. So why would you want to give up because you've skipped 1 or 2 days? Just why? And that had to rewire my mind back to my why, as in back to my purpose, back to why I started this journey in the first place. I started because I wanted this to be a lifelong commitment, as in not like I haven't lost weight before. I have lost weight, but I put the weight back on. This time I wanted it to be like a lifelong commitment, losing the weight and keeping it off for life. So why would I want to stop after 1 or 2 days of skipping exercise, or why would I want to stop with 1 day, 1 or 2 days of eating unhealthy? Because, mind you, one of the reasons why I gained weight over the years was just because of overeating. And this stemmed from emotional eating. Every time I felt unhappy, every time I felt sad, I would have to fall back on food. And I found myself doing that again this week. And that was one of the reasons where I felt like I'd let myself down, and that's why I felt like quitting. But after revisiting all the whys, why did I start? What is the purpose of this journey? What am I aiming to achieve? So, after revisiting all these thoughts, I just realized that I was putting myself under unnecessary pressure. I was just being too hard on myself because at the start of this journey again, I felt like, oh, I had planned not to have any off days. I had planned to just do like a marathon, never ever like having any breaks in between. I plan not to ever cheat on this weight loss journey again, but I realized that life does not always work that way. Sometimes we fall, all we need to do is get back up and keep going. And that is one of the reasons why I'm super proud of myself, because previously 1 or 2 days meant just give up. But this time I fell, I got back up, and I kept moving. So if there's one lesson you should take from this video today, is the fact that you will fall because hey, it's real life. You'll fall at some point. But what do you do after the fall? Do you stay there? Do you give up, or do you pick yourself up and keep going? That's exactly what I did, and hopefully you do the same for yourself. So I am back on track, and I tell you, I feel super proud of myself and I feel really good that I decided to keep going, because I had to think, like, what if my kids see this video someday? Wouldn't they be proud of their mom, that no matter the obstacles their mom just kept going, their mom kept trying, and their mom kept pushing until she achieved her goal. So that was one of the highlights of my week. So the summary of all this is that my week started on a not so positive note, but then ended up beautifully because I'm back on track. And one of the promises I'm making to myself for the week ahead is that no matter how many times I fall, the goal is to keep going. Get up and keep going. So if you've watched this far, I just want to say thank you so much for sticking by, and do not forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Let's build this amazing community together where we encourage one another. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.